to another episode of Sleeping Giants, Red Star Belgrade. Now, if I sound a little bit off, that's because I'm not feeling very well, but we still have videos that need to be recorded, and thus I am pushing on through. So just bear with me on that one. So if I start coughing, the video might just cut off but don't worry, you won't actually hear any of that, I'll just cut it out. So, now, this is sort of the first videos I've recorded since all the stuff about the new series and stuff has gone up, basically. So you're getting 2 episodes of Red Star again today. I've moved things up a little bit, so the new series will actually be starting tomorrow night on Wednesday. I switched my schedule around a little bit, and yeah, managed to start it slightly earlier than I was expecting, because I do want to just get it started. But we're still having Red Star, obviously today, as there was yesterday. So again, hope you're enjoying a little bit of extra Red Star, those of you that do actually watch that sort of stuff. Now, I just wanted to take this minute just to quickly talk about some of the ideas that you guys put on my sort of ideas video for the new series. Again, hope you guys don't mind people that like the Red Star save. I'm sure most of you will probably watch that too. So, firstly, people said that about national teams. Now, basically, I'm not ruling out the fact that we could manage a national team. I'm simply going to put it like that. It's an unemployment challenge, and therefore a national team is a job. So I would not be opposed to taking a national team job as well in the save, basically. So that's that. Some people started talking about Pentagon challenges. This is not a Pentagon challenge. Simple as that. It's an unemployment challenge with all the European leagues turned on. I'm only turning on the European leagues because I've added all these extra ones, which means I had to sort of take away some from elsewhere. So that's why I just decided, let's just go for it and just put every single one in Europe on. Like, this computer's decent, but it isn't quite decent to have every single league on. So I had to take sacrifice and just decided, screw it, we're going to go all European leagues. So again, sorry about that. Other ideas included things like making sure that you, every time I join a new club, I take a player from the old club with. Now, I like that idea in principle. I really do. Because it would, again, build cult heroes, and that's what we like to do in these sort of saves. But the issue is going to be, sometimes those players, or the clubs, might not have any transfer funds initially, so it might be very difficult for us to get those players across. So what I'll try and do, basically, is I might just basically do that as a sort of rule of thumb. Try to do it, but if it ain't possible, don't force it, because we don't want to jeopardize the clubs just to do that, and especially later on, because we could end up, that could cost us a fortune. But we'll try to do that, hopefully. Another idea was something like making sure that we have to win the top league of each country before we're allowed to move on. Now, as much as I, again, like that idea in principle, it could stagnate the save quite a lot if we find ourselves in a position where we just simply cannot get that. If we're in a position where we've got no money, and as good as our tactics are, we just don't have the players to go and challenge for these sort of things, that could be a real hindrance, and it meant that we could be sort of treading water in leagues for years, and I don't really want that in the save. I don't want to be tied to having to complete those objectives when we've got one overall objective. I like the idea in principle, but I feel that that's the sort of thing that could end up happening with some of the leagues that we're going to be managing, and particularly towards the start. So again, I'm obviously not just going to hop from club to club constantly, so we are certainly going to have a couple of seasons, hopefully, at each club, unless we get sacked, of course. But I don't want to tie myself to rules like that, because, again, I don't want the save to be too restrictive either. The whole point of having these countries on is that it's expansive and not sort of trying to restrict myself as much as possible. That would be pointless. If we're going to restrict myself, I may as well not put these leagues on. But again, I did like the idea. We are just going to try and win the Champions League once. I'm not going to try and do it over and over again, because, again, once we've done it, I feel like that's the objective complete, and we can try another series. Of course, when we've done that, I'll put the save up, like I did with Portsmouth, so you guys can, go ham on it, of course. But that's why I just don't want it to be too restrictive. Now, actually, that reminds me, Pompey Save is up on my website now, so you guys can go download that if you are interested in it, and Red Star will go up once we're done with it as well. Anyone who's actually downloaded and is playing with the Portsmouth Save, firstly, how are you finding it? I know some of you couldn't install it, but look, people said that wanted for ages for me to put this up. I finally have. I did that on the presumption that you'd know what to do with it once I gave it to you. I'm not tech support. If it doesn't, basically, you put it in the games folder in Sports Interactive, and it should appear as a save game. That is literally, I can't help you beyond that point, basically, because if it isn't working, then that is not my fault. I know that people have it working, so it definitely does work, and it was basically for people that already knew what to do with it when they got it. I presume that was why they wanted it. So there we go. I don't know. That's what you basically need to do. Put it in the games folder in Sports Interactive Football Manager, and it should just come up as a save game, basically. You might notice that some of the hair packs are well different, because obviously it randomizes it when you update it. Someone sent me some brilliant ones already, and they look amazingly funny. Especially Santos, who's apparently pretty much, his skin has got a lot whiter, shall we say. What else? Othering. People came up with the idea of making it interactive. Now, I desperately wanted to do this, and this was actually one of the ideas I came up originally, 3 or 4 months ago, when I first thought of the idea for the save. However, it just simply isn't feasible, because if you think about it like this, you guys know how I record by now. You know that I take, I do it So, for example, today I'm actually only doing 2, but that's because I've rescheduled some stuff. But usually, on Monday I'll do 4 episodes, 2 of each. Tuesday, 4 episodes, 2 of each. Wednesday, 4 episodes, 2 of each. Thursday, 1 of each. And then Friday, I have to catch up on other things, and obviously the weekend is the weekend. So, in order for me to ask you guys when I get a job offer whether I should take it or not, it would mean that I wouldn't be able to record every day. And we wouldn't be able to put episodes out every day. And I'd rather not have that. Like, I'd rather keep the consistency because, it mean that we'd have to have sometimes like 2-day gaps in between episodes just because of that. And if I did that every time we got a job offer, it would be a very slow series, which is a shame. The only other way I can think about it is maybe sometimes when it does happen is asking on Twitter. But my point is that don't complain then if you don't unfollow me on Twitter and don't get the notification about it. It's like, I'm doing my best is all I can say. Like, I might do that. If you want me to do the thing with Twitter, then let me know, because obviously that wouldn't give too much stuff away. That's the other problem as well, is giving things away about the saves. 2 more things. Only buying players from a certain nationality, for me, that again is massively restricting. But it'll probably end up happening anyway, because a lot of these leagues, when you first start off, the scouting you've got is literally domestic only, and most of those players, almost all of them, will be from that country. So it isn't really going to be that you'll get that anyway. I just don't want to do if I was going to do a save where I signed players from one country, I would do that as a separate save. I don't want to combine too many things into one save, because too many rules and stuff could just make it restrictive and a little bit dull to play, if I'm honest. I don't like having too many rules, because that I like to find the best youth talent I can. Obviously, we won't be able to do that initially, but we can still scout those countries. And the other thing is, someone said to change tactics with every team. I'll probably do that anyway, because when we first get there, I'm going to have to sort of play to their strengths, which means new tactics pretty much all the time, unless we stumble on some kind of Goliath tactic. Anyway, that's basically all I wanted to say on that sort of stuff. Apologies that this episode might be a little bit longer. I just wanted to try and get that through there, because otherwise I wouldn't have a chance to parlance with you guys in between this and the actual series starting tomorrow. So, let's jump into what's happened in Red Star this month. Now, we've only had 2 games, which is why I guess this episode would be a little bit shorter anyway. We were away at MacLeod, who remember are 3rd in the league at this point, so it was a huge win for us, and again, domination fest. Mamadou Sidibe put us in front after 21 seconds. It was great. And then within 10 minutes, Florentin Toshka, some lovely work inside the box, had made it 2-0. Milan Gajic was a god in this game. He insisted for the first 2 goals and scored the 3rd one, before Sidibe was in there for only his 3rd goal of the season, interestingly, but he has had problems, to make it 4-0 on 84 minutes and wrap things up for us. Lovely stuff. In our next match, we played a relatively weakened side against Borca, Krupa, Antic, who I have actually sold. I've agreed a deal to send him to Sochaux because Ashraf is going to be playing, basically. And as much as we'd love a backup, it can't be Antic, because he's going to just complain about not getting football. China yielded him. Maman again played in this one. Pantovic and Horva were up front, although Horva had to go off quite early. As you can see, Ephraim Maman got himself yet another goal. He's got 5 this season, despite barely playing. Horva made it 2-0. Then, though, Hamid Tabatabai, apologies if I said that wrong, difficult. Hamid Tabatabai got one back with a rare opportunity for Borca, really. But then Nico Kaspers in the 90th minute came in there and scored another one. He's got a few goals this season as well, which is pleasant to see. It's nice to see that we've got real depth in that midfield area. And that brings us to today against Celtic. Now, this is a crucial game. It's away, and Celtic are technically top of the group. I say technically, they're top of the group. Let's make no mistakes about that. They are top of the group. So this is really, really heavily in the balance. I mean, it is so up for grabs at the moment. If we can win away at Celtic today, I think there's a really good chance for us to sneak through. But it's still going to be difficult, guys. This is not going to be easy. Also, someone pointed out to me that David Moyes is manager of Celtic. I did not notice that before, but he's not been there that long. Well, I say not been there that long. He's been there a little while. Right. Quick pick. Hopefully, we should have some relatively... Toshka, Militic, Gajic, Savicevic. Relatively okay. Kofi and Tufedzic in the midfield. Not too bad. Kone, Bazanvira, Ashraf and Adamenko. The defence is looking so strong for us at the moment. We've got a bit of sort of fatigue issues at the back here, which is a little bit of a worry, but I'm hoping that that's not going to be too big a deal. Let's just go for this. Have I got this all set up correctly? Yeah. Okay. So I thought I might have still had it on the extended highlights from when I did the Barcelona Champions League final game. That's literally the last time I recorded an actual match episode. Weird. Right. Let's just set this up. Hopefully... we're away from home, I know, and we're going with an attacking approach because it's Celtic, and I feel like we've got to win this game, and going super defensive from the off is not going to be in our best interest for me anyway. I just don't think that's the case. Oh, did I not click it? Sorry about that. Right, here we go. It's important what happens in the City game against Inter, really. I'd like to see City win, just because it would make sure that we got ourselves... it would sort of wrap up third place for us, and that's kind of crucial here. You know, I want to make sure that we're at least playing Europa League next season. Not next season, you know what I mean, after Christmas. Militic. We've had limited opportunities with it thus far. If you recall, we had that one experience in the Europa League earlier where we got knocked out in that horrible tie against Fenerbahce, where we actually won in Turkey but then lost at home in some ridiculous circumstances. So a win for... Oh, Celtic are actually playing quite well here. They've started very strongly. I'll go, this is, again, do you know what I mean about Europe now? Like, you can really dominate a team at home, and then away from home, it just seems to be the complete opposite. I don't understand why that's the case. It's so heavily swinging between home and away. It's to an almost absurd level. Like, I mean, look with Inter, you know, they beat us 7-3 in Italy, yet we beat them 4-1 in Serbia. It's strange. We are doing okay at this stage. I'm actually tempted to go on attacking and just try to force them down a little bit, because at the moment it just ain't happening for us. They're playing the same kind of tactic that MacLeod played against us, so I just think that let's just go for it a little bit more in the second half. Try and step it up a notch. Like, we've had a little bit more possession, but I mean, our passing is slightly better. They've had a couple more shots, but are they shooting from range? I mean, they've not had any clear-cut chances yet, so it would suggest so. To Gajic. I don't know. I just feel like maybe if we open up a little bit, we'll get further forward, or maybe that'll end up costing us at the back. I don't know. It's difficult. These away games are starting to become a bit of a minefield for us, really. City are absolutely smashing into those, so I guess that's good for us. If we could get a draw here, that'd be perfect, because that would tie it up nicely in a nice big bow. Toshka's been poor today. Zadibi will come on up front. Also tempted to bring on Kashbas for no, I'm actually going to bring on Kofi. He did a good job when he played there in the last game. I know this is a step up, but hey, I'm just going to tell him to concentrate. I don't want him to overdo this. They're getting a little bit more possession now. I might actually switch it back to control, because attacking's clearly done very little for us. We're sort of hanging on a little bit here. Just be wary of the counter-attacks, yeah? Thing is, we've not seen enough highlights or chances for me to actually be able to understand what we need to maybe do here. That's the slight problem. I might just turn that off and maybe try and get some balls in behind. It's the only thing I can think of, perhaps. Just get some of that pace up top. Uh-oh. Arguello. Long ball downfield. Can Sadibi win the header? You know he can. Drops it down for Savicevic. Can he get the ball back again? You would think he would do. So, oh, that's poor. Always. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. When you attack. There we go. Well done, Nico. Oh, so many players through here. We've got men over. Savicevic. Can he get a ball in? Steps inside. Will he shoot? He'll probably shoot. Sadibi around the corner. Oh, what a save. First really good chance of the game goes to Red Star. That's better. Ashraf, go on, get a ball in. Headed out for a corner here. That's better from Red Star. We've had the better chances. Has to be said, they've had some more shots, but we've created the better opportunities in this match. Only just, but it's sort of very finely balanced at the moment. I would take a 0-0 draw in Scotland at the moment. It's not ideal, but I would certainly take... Oh, Gajic! Cleared. Uh-oh. He's in his own half. Somebody mark the guy on the right, though. Please, somebody mark the guy on the right. It's Brown and well intercepted by Ashraf. He can't keep it in, though, in the end, which is a shame. Yep, we'll do that. Probably going to make one more little sub here. Chifedzic is not exactly having the best game, if I'm honest, so we'll bring China in. I'm also tempted to just play it a little bit more direct, perhaps. Just to get some long balls forward, maybe. We're quite good at latching onto them, plus it will allow us, with passing to space on, maybe to just dump one over the top that we can chase. I know it's really, really sort of... Oh, don't foul him, please. Oh, no. What a miss that was. That was a miss. If we can get through this last couple of minutes here, which I think we're actually going to. You know, a 0-0 draw is a poor one to have in the live com, I'll admit, but it will be enough to get us into a minimum of third place. And with a hope... Oh, God, no. Oh, and again, a poor finish. I think they probably should have edged that in the end, really, but we've done well to get ourselves a draw away from home, if I'm honest, because it just... I don't know what it is about away games in Europe. They just seem absurdly difficult at the moment. And we are still in third place, but Celtic, of course, have to play into... That's not that difficult for them. I think they could actually go through here. But at least we're going to get a minimum of third place, but that's still not ideal. I'd like to try and sneak through. We're going to have to come up with an absolute miracle at home to Manchester City in our next match, though. That's what I will say, guys. Jesus Christ. Sorry that live com was a little bit of a dull one. At least we kept a clean sheet. That's something we can't say very often. So in our next game, we've obviously got the Manchester City match. We've got some games in between there, though. We've got Vojvodina, Sudulica, and Jagodina in between. So 3 matches there as well, which we'll be seeing, of course, in a couple of hours with the 8 o'clock upload being Red Star as well today. So yeah, if you guys like what you've seen, please drop a like on the video, and if you'd like it even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and a brand new, not Portsmouth, what am I talking about? More Red Star and a brand new series in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock, and I'll see you guys in the next episode for that crucial match against Manchester City. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.